we're going to cook a little bit, okay? With Cory Vitiello. Give him a big hand in the kitchen. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
So, Cory, you've been on the show before. Your restaurant is the Harvard Room, and you've got another restaurant as well right now, don't you?
We did. We opened it up not too long ago called THR & Co. It's actually 2 doors down, so it's a very incestuous little neighborhood we have on Harvard Street now.
Nothing wrong with that. So we're going to make dessert. I like that. We very rarely do that on the show, start with some dessert, but I think everyone should eat dessert first, generally.
It goes with your little booze cabinet there. Absolutely.
Have the dessert first. So this is pistachio and olive oil cake with poached summer peaches. Peaches, they're everywhere right now. They're awesome.
I think this is like a real quintessential summer dessert. I mean, we're cooking in August now, so I mean the flavors that jump up and scream are definitely peaches and berries. But above all things, I think everybody gets really excited about peaches right now. So we are going to build this dessert around the peaches. That's really the kind of focal point here. Everything else is a bit of background.
All right.
Yeah.
So apparently I'm going to make a cake.
You are. I've got your corner set up there. It's foolproof.
Let's see
it really
how
is.
this goes.
So this cake is a little different. So this is a pistachio and olive oil cake, and it's bound with a little bit of semolina as well. And the reason we use olive oil instead of butter or regular oil is A, the health reasons, and B, it just tastes better. I mean, it lends this really kind of bright, fresh acidity to the cake that you can't get with oil or butter. So
sure.
I mean, you can swap this in any recipe. If you're doing muffins, cakes, anything, just swap olive oil. You'll be amazed with the little flavor it gets.
So good for the hair and the skin and the nails too, right?
Rub it all over you.
Mediterranean diet thing. What do I start with?
So you got the dry ingredients here, and while you're doing that, I'm going to start whipping up the meringue. Actually, no, I'm going to rewind that. I'm going to get these peaches poaching.
I think if you really want to be smart, you'll watch every move I make.
No, I laid it out, so you absolutely cannot mess this up.
Oh,
everything is portioned. As long as those ingredients get into that bowl and mix together, we're going to be just fine.
Okay, so first put the dry.
All the dry ingredients.
Even the pistachio?
Actually, yes. So there you go. You would have mixed that up.
Put it in now?
So you want to get the pistachio in there, about 3/4 of that. I think I measured a little too much.
He needs to watch
And
me.
you want to rub that in as much as you can to break up those pistachio clumps, or they're going to almost stick together when the actual dough is made.
And by rub, you mean use my lovely little instrument
I would get both my hands in there, but you've got to protect those nails. So let's just stick with the spatula.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So while you're doing that,
Tracy, got a manicure.
I'm going to get these peaches poaching. So these are really ripe Freestone peaches. These ones are Niagara. And I think the key to this dish, or any dish, is the raw ingredients to start with. So if your ingredients are compromised, that's going to reflect in the dish. So you want to really choose the freshest, best ingredients possible.
Okay.
So these guys I just cut in half. I've got a little simple syrup going on the side with some vanilla bean in it. And the same with this. We use fresh vanilla beans, super vibrant, really fragrant. Split them in half. You just scrape the seeds out with the back of a paring knife, and you're left with this, it almost looks like specks of dirt with these little,
But it tastes a lot better
I mean, you can smell it in here. It's that like really heady, fragrant vanilla flavor.
Yeah, though that's what you get when you get fresh, right?
You do. So bring that up to a boil. I'm going to just simmer this off for about 5 more minutes. And with the peaches, really easy. Again, there's no stress poaching fruit. Just cut them in half. You don't have to worry about peeling the skins. We're not that fancy.
Okay.
And dump the simple syrup over, just to cover about 3/4 of the way. Stick a lid over top of that and let these go for about 15 minutes on a really low simmer until they get really nice and tender. And you can infuse this whatever you want. If you want to add more flavors, mint, even basil, raspberries, anything works with this.
Nice. Okay, that's going to be amazing. I can tell already.
So where you're going here, actually, let me dig the hands in. I'll rough my hands up.
Sure, you get in there.
Yeah.
See, that's why I do this, and then eventually they're like, I'm just going to take over.
No. This is where we're illustrating here how easy this is. It's a team game. Right? We got Colin and Justin over there. I'm a one-man show over here. I need some help.
I'll do what I can, chef.
Right.
Okay, so now we've put the dry all together.
Now we're going to mix in a little bit of milk.
All right.
And we'll get these eggs in. I'll just give these a quick whisk. And you can dump that olive oil straight in.
Okay.
And there's a bit of lemon juice as well.
So,
if you want to start folding this, and folding is a very technical
it's a technical thing.
Folding, you're folding it over, and what that does, that's avoiding any overmixing.
Okay. And what's the big deal about overmixing
Overmixing, anytime you're working with flour, you're working with gluten, and overworking it, just like when you're making bread, builds up these proteins that make it really tough. So whenever you're making any kind of cake or pastry, you just really want to gently work that flour.
Okay.
So as you're doing that, I'm going to pull a cake out of the oven here. It's just smoking away.
Thank goodness.
It's sizzling hot. And I'm going to dig into this guy and show you what the inside will look like. And I'm just going to...
Can you show us what that whole thing looks like?
So
let's get a shot of that.
Actually, I'm just going to break a piece in half here.
It's a nice kind of
it's almost too hot to handle. So this is the interior of it. So you get this really moist, almost blondie-like texture to it.
Yeah.
And that's from the olive oil. That's from, you know, the lemon juice, the milk. We're not using any real fats here, so it's got a little, and we're not really working the eggs and building air, so it has this really nice, beautiful, dense texture to it.
I like that, actually.
Yeah,
in a cake.
it's a nice
the denser the better.
So do I.
It's almost like a bread. It's so dense, it's almost like a bread.
And when we plate it, we're just going super rustic here. I mean, there's no need to get all fancy with it. Let's just start laying fruit out. I'm a firm believer in if food just kind of falls onto the plate and looks beautiful on its own, perfect.
Okay, so that's your idea of plating, is it?
It is.
Just throw it on. Just give it.
I mean, it may take a little more finesse than that, but
you're
you want it to look like.
together on a plate though looks pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, I spent 45 minutes on that one before. And then crumble some meringue over top.
Yeah. Oh, that's what that is.
The meringue we didn't really get a chance to get to. Super easy. Like any other meringue, whip it up, little cream of tartar, a little sugar, lay it out in a sheet pan until it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Put it in an oven at about 150 degrees for about 2 hours until it really dries out. Then just crumble it on top, and it adds this really nice snap to it and this textural contrast.
Okay, so it takes a little while to make it though.
Well, this one you want to start over, yeah. Easy.
And then throwing some mint on top.
Yeah, mint, garnish. I mean, anywhere you want to take this with summer berries,
I know
different
what we're
fruits.
missing.
Oh,
see?
Good call.
I'll actually
a little
use
sprinkle
my
of
hands.
ground pistachio garnish.
There we go. And we're finito.
Very well done, Trace.
I love it. Give him a big hand. We're putting the recipe on our website. That's cityline.ca. It's done.